Hey, nice to meet you. My name is Maliyah, and I'm excited to share with you my Capstone project MVP from completing Savvy Coder's 12-week full stack web development bootcamp. It was an absolute blast, and before I dive into anything, I would like to say thank you to all the Savvy Coders, the TAs, the teachers, the faculty, and the students. Y'all made it really fun, really engaging, extremely informative, and encouraging along the way. I came in knowing nothing about code. I maybe knew a few things. I've tried to code over the years, but I've never been in a place, in an environment with educators that have left me feeling this empowered, and I can't say thank you enough. So diving into my SPA, I decided to build a single page application based off of our objective in class of solving an issue named Artunia. Artunia is a blend of art and Unity where artists can come together, create, and subsequently thrive. It's all about growing community, a little bit different from the average social media, which the goal is to develop a following, go viral. Not to say that's the full focus, but that's where a lot of artists find themselves. There's a huge urge to compete, and that doesn't always bode well for the creative process, in my personal opinion. So that's the problem that I found, and I built an app to solve that. We started off in Savvy, learning our project planning and agile. Our project planning consists of finding our audience, defining our functionalities, having our definition statements, as well as our user flow and our wireframes, which I'll show you here in a little bit. The other part was our agile practice, which I personally came to love. There was a project owner, there's a scrum master, and then there's a developer role. I was the developer role. So during our sprint plannings, our retros, I would be the one to kind of go in, fill things, as well as a little bit of lean in when it came to story pointing, which was how we decided how difficult a task was going to be. Coming in, I really thought it was all about knowing what you know, going in saying this is our goal, and just coding it out. But Agile, I really came to love. Our daily stand-ups helped keep me on track, taking the project and chunking it out bit by bit, whether that was just a functionality or adding a header or a jumbotron to your web page. And then it was the child steps of that and setting up the child issues. That is invaluable. It really helps just keep me organized because I like to look at it all and be like, okay, let's eat it all at once. So here we have our user story map consisting of our SWOT analysis. We have our behaviors, actions, needs and pain points, demographic, and our full user story map here. I felt that some of our strengths for Artunia is being a little bit different than most social media, not exactly focused on building a following or going viral, but more so in community and community amongst artists. I think it'd be really cool and unique if a thread artist, a fiber artist made something based off of a sound or an image that someone else made for the website or for their community. We have weaknesses. While our approach is different, there's players in the game like Behance or Instagram that definitely have a lot of market attention, and there's other apps that are just saturating the market. Here we also have some behaviors and actions, what folks will be doing on our application, how will they, what would they be doing during the experience, and what they are seeing and hearing. We also developed and looked at our demographic, fiber artists, musicians, content creators, producers, animators, illustrators, and writers, creative teams, at the least is who I'm hoping to attract to Artunia. And then again, our whole user story map. And here we have that product planning continued, starting off with our user flow that dictates how the user will flow through the web page. Some wireframes, which were sketches of how we wanted our website to look, how we want the functionality to maybe land. And then here's a spotlight page I'll be building in future state. And then we went right into the code. The first part was building all of our web pages as static web pages. And then we converted those into views. And then we stored those. Then we have our index.js file, which expresses all that to the front end. And then we also have our back end, which was really tough for me to learn. And I'm still very much interested in learning more about the back end of things. But we have our schema, which is the information that will be accepted into the back end, our routers, and then our Express server. To go through some code here in the index.js, something that was a challenge for me was actually getting the information from the form submission to present itself on the browse page. And for the longest time, I was thinking it was going to be an if conditional statement and an after render function. But after sitting with one of the instructors, Matt, thank you again, figured out there would actually be a get call from the back end to get that information quite literally. And without further ado, I introduce to you Artunia. And I will demonstrate this form for you. So then we fill out this form, we submit it, it goes to the back end, and then it takes us right to the browse page. In future state, there will be the ability to upload images and or music, sound files, and video. That was a physical limitation of this project that I look forward to implementing in future state. And then we can see our submission that we just did here on our back end. There it is. And then we use Netlify as our deployment tool. This is great as a debug tool as well, because if it won't deploy for some reason, you can go through these logs and also see, but we also use Insomnia to test our API and other diagnostic as well. If anybody would like to go submit, you can submit your artwork rather. You can check artunia.netlify.app and go ahead out there. And then we also use GitHub for our version control. This was pretty cool to learn about between a development branch and a master branch, because you never code in production. That's the biggest rule I learned. So here you can see a whole bunch of push and pull requests from over the course of the cohort. Once I implemented Netlify into my pushes and pulls, it would let me know even in there if it wouldn't work, so I can go look at Netlify and diagnose. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Again, my name is Maliyah Raevyn, and welcome to Artunia. Thank you so much. See ya.